Attention listener, the following podcast of Genuine Guys may contain profanity and zany opinions. Viewer discretion is advised. Please don't hold us accountable of any conflicting opinions, but rather a path to growth of opinion and thereof. Thanks.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Genuine Guys. Thanks for joining us today. We're your hosts. I'm Zaida, aka Kun, as my friends call me. We have Adrian, and we also have Kumar. Alright, so before we get into our topics, guys, I just want to talk to you guys about, catch up real quick. So it's been a week since we talked. How have you guys been? How are you guys dealing with things as they are now?
I'm good, man. Chilling, working still have the pleasure of working from home. A little stressful, especially when you have to catch up with you. The isolation is still killing me, but aside from that, I'm pretty good.
How about you, Adrian?
Isolation is indeed killing me, but I've been going through a lot of interviews via Zoom, so it's been really interesting just to get into the interview mode while all of this is going on. It's very challenging, but we just got to make do every day, right?
Yeah, all right. Well, for me, it's been challenging. I took leave from work, actually. Found out someone working in my building tested positive for COVID-19. So I requested time off. Hope you're all staying safe out there and taking the correct proper measurements to keep you and your loved ones safe out there too. All right, so let's get into our topic. So one thing I want to go over about is conspiracy theories and social distancing. So I guess let's since we've already talked a little bit about it right now, let's talk about social distancing. Have you guys ran into anything where you've noticed people who aren't social distancing, or your own experiences in having to social distance from just the outside world? Anyone, go ahead.
Costco, man. Go ahead, Adrian.
No, go ahead. That was great.
I was at Costco yesterday and the day before. Some people are taking it really seriously, like myself. I am, because I got two older parents at home, so I'm like, try to keep my estimate six feet, and what you estimate 6 feet to be is a lot less than what you actually think 6 feet to be. So like I try, once I got into the freezer section where they keep the milk, the eggs, like there was no social distancing. I like panicked and had to run out. But the moment you get to the lines, same deal. They had these 6 feet marks, and I was like, oh, damn, that 6 feet? I thought that'd be like a lot more. 6 feet is not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Right, because they had the hash marks at 6 feet apart. But some of the people were like bumping right up next to me, and I'm like, the line, 6 feet, man, 6 feet.
Yeah.
Some people just not taking it seriously. For me, I'm taking it a little serious now because I do got parents at home, and it's getting worse and worse every day out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I definitely I agree with your sentiments about Costco. I think Costco is the war zone. I think if you should just go to your local grocers to do your grocery shoppings. I think people are more civil. My mom went to Costco with my sister for the 8 a.m. senior hour or whatever they call that, and she dealt with some rude people that were like, you need to line up right here, and then because apparently she was told to line up over there, and just I wasn't there, so I can't really assess the situation, but it just sounds like people are gonna throw out their pleasantries. So it was a guy who yelled at my mom. So it's horrible. And then as for me, social distancing, I just found myself like running in this. My mom had to give a bill to the mailman, but he went through our house hecka quickly, so I had to catch up with him. But I just practiced social distancing by just running on the middle of my street and just running to him.
It at him?
No, I didn't toss it to him. I ran up to wherever house he was, and then I just waited for him to come up to the sidewalk, and then I gave it to him and said, thank you, sir. And it wasn't the normal mailman that I always have, so it was someone new, and he was wearing gloves. And but yeah, I was just like, oh man, I gotta practice the 6 feet this thing and do this. So I could only imagine, like, if we recover, social distancing will still be a practice because, we don't want germs. But
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing for sure. That's like, it's become, what, everyone's become germaphobes, I guess.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can say.
yeah,
But going back to social distancing, I we actually experienced it today, me and May. So especially like at hospitals, mainly we took May's mom to Kaiser. She had an appointment today, and they were really limiting people. They were like, "Oh, if you're not the
yeah,
ones that has the appointment, you can't come in. Like, it's
yeah.
only the person with the
Like wait
appointment."
at the door or wait at the waiting room or just wait outside the building?
Wait outside the building. They couldn't even come into the building.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, I know like a lot of that's pretty good measures though. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah,
like they already have enough to deal with as is. They shouldn't have to
yeah,
deal with like
yeah.
unnecessary people that could infect them too, right?
That's true.
But then we went to Lucky's right afterwards. Uh, yeah, like I didn't go in, but we drove by that Costco while going to Kaiser, and people are still lining up outside. It's crazy, and they're
Yeah,
And
like
they're
it
not
was all
getting
the way. Go ahead.
they're not lining up 6 feet apart from each other.
Yeah,
They're back to back. I had the same
exactly.
experience. Like I lined up 6 feet away from the dude in front of me, but then the person like right behind me, I was like, "Can you just
Get off
back
my
up a
butt.
little bit,
yeah,
right? Like let me breathe."
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like anal, bro. No, just kidding. No, but you get what I mean. Is like there's already that when you just want personal space, and now that it's even heightened even more, you want even more space. But so far that's my only experience. I know like other stories have been going around. Uh, People going running, seeing other people like not doing social distancing. They're running with their partners or
Yeah,
kids or whatever, and then like it leads to other things, I guess. So
I have a friend out in San Diego, and she gets a telecommute like me, lucky us.
nice.
Um, but her boyfriend does not.
no,
So she was like, "Look, I can't see you until this thing is all over because you still have to go to work. I don't know if you're gonna get it, and it's just easier if we don't." So like, I feel bad for couples who ain't married and already living together.
hmm
Yeah.
That is fucking crazy.
so like, is he staying in a separate room or?
No, they don't live together.
Oh, okay.
So like, and that yeah, so they don't live together. Um, so they're just keeping apart from each other because she doesn't want to get sick. She lives with her mom, so I completely get it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So I'm pretty sure he's like, fuck, man, I can't get it in.
So what the?
I wonder if like dating now with social distancing is gonna be like, yeah, we're together, but we just want 2 tables between us, and we'll just be like, "How's your food?" Oh, it's great.
Until this
Nice.
whole Corona thing's actually, I
Blows
guess, gone
over.
away. Like
Yeah.
even then, like even with people recovering, it doesn't mean that they won't have a chance to, you know, contract it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they still have to practice social distancing with everyone. So, but
And
Well,
another thing, go ahead.
one of my friends, he wants to go dating and stuff like that, and he met this girl on Hinge, but because of the social distancing, they have to date on a video game called Animal Crossing. So it's
oh,
pretty cool.
nice. So their avatars date. No, I was kidding.
Dating avatars.
Their avatars are making love and they're enjoying it vicariously through them.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They're just playing the game. They're like, oh, look at our avatars.
Oh man, I don't think Animal Crossing is that type of game. No, I'm
No,
just
no,
kidding.
it's not. No, it's not.
I'm
Unfortunately.
just kidding.
Oh, yeah, it's not.
None of that. What is it? Grand Theft Auto stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right. I mean, along with this, I guess we could go into like the conspiracy theories of all you know, what is it?
Starting with the COVID-19 conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, like it started with bats.
My sister was like, "Oh, the U.S. government released it because they're trying to get rid of baby boomers because they're not dying off." I was like, "No,
Hey, yeah,
There's
see that? There's that too. Population control.
Dro-
yeah.
People.
and it's hitting the elderly." And I'm like, it's just a coincidence, and it's elderly who are stubborn that don't listen. Like
Yeah.
we were talking about last time, that macho mentality. I won't get sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the spring breakers.
Like the Spring Breakers, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, and New Orleans was just hit hard. Like they're having to do a lot of stuff. They're saying the South is New Orleans might be the new epicenter for it.
Really? Not New
Yeah.
York? New York was
The
what, 20?
Yup, the U.S. epicenter might be New Orleans,
It's about to
Oh.
change?
bro. It's blowing up out there. They
What
I
start.
mean,
fuck?
America, we reached #1 in what, a couple of days from when Italy told us to shut down or lock down,
Yeah.
or I guess a week or so. I don't know. Not sure of the time frame. Don't quote me on that. But
Oh
yeah,
man.
like there's that. The whole
What conspiracy theories have you heard
population
about?
control. Uh,
That's
I don't
the
know. I
only
mean,
one.
it doesn't have to be like just COVID conspiracy theories. We could just go into
I'm just
anything.
curious what other ones are out there for COVID.
There's one I remember reading on someone's comment where they're like, "This is China's way of ruining our economy, and anyone who says otherwise is working with China." And I was like, "What?
Yeah.
Like, how does that make any sense?"
Because they were just as messed up in the start as we are now.
Yeah. So
And I feel like we're running smoother because capitalist America is not going to shut down.
I mean,
Like-
they want people. Politicians already want people to go back to work, right? Not just politicians, but I'm pretty sure big owners,
CEOs want everybody to go back to work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, look,
yeah,
man,
Trump.
it's about the bottom line.
Dude, breaking news though. Freaking China, they say that they're recovering, right? And so they
Yeah.
opened their movie theaters. But earlier today on Deadline, they reported that China is reordering the closure of theaters, movie theaters.
I mean, that makes sense because
It's too fast.
One.
that's
too
too
fast.
soon. That's too soon.
I think they're
Like-
just eager to return to things as normal so they can
Yeah.
just get back to.
Yeah, that's what we want too.
To their pollution, apparently. You guys see that?
What-
The pollution going away after they locked down.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? I saw that like the water got cleaned or something, some weird diagram.
It was the air. The air pollution was
Yeah,
gone
'cause
after.
they have no control out there. Like, and especially in California, if you go over a certain amount of pollutants coming out of your factory, oh damn, Adrian just disappeared.
Sorry.
You have to pay a fine. I'm pretty sure China doesn't care about that. They just care about the bottom dollar. If they do, it's not as heavy. I'm pretty sure the young people out there are. Cause think about when America was in its industrial revolution. No one cared. We're using lead in our gasoline, lead in our paint, lead in everything. So it's just a lack of knowledge, I guess.
No. Yeah, that's true.
It's those realities where you go to college and you're taught this is the right way to do it. Then when you graduate and you get a job, all of a sudden it's like you're breaking what you learned from your textbooks. Nobody's really doing what they learned from their textbooks.
I mean, it's hard to do what you learn from the textbooks if like your CEO and like upper management is telling you to do things certain ways, right? Like,
Right.
You gotta get
dollar.
Yeah, you gotta get shit done. If you don't
Exactly.
get shit done, I could find someone else that could get shit done. So, excuse my language, but yeah.
On to the next.
What else?
We got flat earthers. I know you guys are excited to talk about flat earthers.
I want to hear it.
Kumar's
I want to hear this.
Kumar's favorite topic is flat earthers.
My least favorite topic because there's no basis to believe that the Earth is flat.
Talking about for the flat earthers, how do you have basis for the Earth being round? I'm not a flat earther. I'm just trying to
Hold
keep,
on. What's your stance, Kumar, and what have you been hearing?
Well, my stance is the Earth ain't flat. Okay, it just doesn't make sense to me the way the universe works. Just it doesn't make sense to me. And people who kind of like they are very adamant. Like I will never start an argument about the Earth being round with a flat earther because I'm not going to win it. The only reason I won't win it, they refuse to see any other point but their own. So it's like talking at a wall. So why even bother? So when someone mentions flat Earth, now I'm like, all right, cool, man. I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
I mean, not to take shots at it, but that's like Trump supporters, right? Or at least the ones that they're showing on.
No,
for people that are recordings. I'm not saying all Trump supporters, all right? I'm going off of what like videos have been posted, right?
Yeah,
I think they're more vocal than most.
Mm-hmm.
They got. I feel like some Trump supporters got nothing better to do but sit at home and talk about how the Earth is flat.
No, I'm not saying.
Hold on.
I'm not saying those two are together. Right? I'm just saying like they're very strong in their belief of there's no way you're going to change my mind. You know, like Trump supporters are
got you. Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. It's my stance, and I refuse to see your point, even if it's valid. They're right there with that mindset.
I'm not saying all Trump supporters. I'm saying you know
a majority.
The ones shown on videos talking to reporters and stuff. I'm not gonna go into the whole political standpoint because I don't really want to talk politics.
No one does. No one does.
I feel like there should be. My 1 cent about it is I feel that we should always find a middle ground with each other, no matter who's in office, and learn to make America a better place for everyone.
You know? Exactly. Yeah, so, and you need a role model, man. You can't have like we need a role model. You know, the president is the role model. So the way you talk, the way you assess things, you're also, you're the what are they called? The people's champ? Oh wait, no, the first citizen. What's it called again? What do we call the president? What? I forgot what the title is called.
The people's champ, The Rock.
Hold on. No. He's the citizen, right? The first, I forgot what you call it. The commander in chief.
The commander in chief, yes.
And he represents all of us, right?
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility. The way you talk about the way, because I know he means well, but sometimes he's just like, I don't know if he's purposely using certain words or certain groups to describe certain scenarios, but it's just not. It's painting like that minority or that group in a certain way, and then because he's our president, there's people that are going to be like, oh, okay, I think I could treat this person like this because
now socially acceptable because the big man does it.
Exactly. Our commander in chief. So it's just,
I feel like sometimes it's not just him though. I feel like there are just people that are the way they are,
Right, but what I get what Adrian's saying. Like he's opened the door to be like public about it.
Exactly.
Like in the past, people were already feeling that type of way, but they were like holding it in because it was back to last week. It wasn't the social norm. Once he came out and said, "Oh, let's build a wall. Oh, China," it became socially acceptable to be the same way. So now it's okay because he did it. So why can't we do it? If he didn't get punished, why should we?
Yeah.
He made it socially acceptable.
Exactly. He opened
for his group of people, because I am not socially accepting of people treating people badly or discriminating for any reason.
But anyways, all right, let's move away from that. Let's go back to
the flat Earth. Getting back to the point of
I still want to know what.
Getting back to the point of flat earthers not bending. You know what you should watch? I watched this, I want to say like a year ago or maybe a year and a half. The moment it hit Netflix, Behind the Curve. Like they prove these flat earthers come up with experiments to prove that the earth is flat. And they say, well, if this happens, then the earth is obviously a sphere. And if this happens, then the earth is flat. And every time the test fails and it proves that Earth is round. They're like, something was off. We got to retest it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
bro, you set the experiments. You said if it fails, it does this. If it goes right, it does this. We are not living. What is it? In the Game of Thrones universe right now. Okay, it's not a giant ice wall around us.
I
Just
don't
need
know,
to
man.
put a camera on the satellite, and just have it orbit space.
They're saying all those
Let's go around.
pictures are computer
It's fake.
generated.
It's
Yeah.
computer.
Oh,
I don't
Just
know,
like
or
another
what?
conspiracy theory that the moon landing never happened. Like, how can we send Voyager 1 and 2 past our solar system and you still not believe we landed on the moon? Like, I don't get that.
All right, I'm not gonna say we haven't landed on the moon. I'm gonna say the first time we landed on the moon could be questionable. There, do you think that?
Why?
No,
No, why? Because the
That-
flag is waving. They unfolded it.
no.
However,
I just don't
That
believe
documentary,
that
dude.
I just don't believe that we had the technology at the time to go during that
the
time.
Russians put the first man in space. Yo, we put the first man on the moon. We made it there.
I know.
What was his name?
Uh,
Yuri Gagarin? First man in space? Cosmonaut.
Technically, if we're gonna say who put the first man on the moon, it was the Nazis. From The Hunters. If you guys watch that on Amazon Prime.
I haven't seen it. Is that like
guys
an alternate?
should.
I haven't seen that.
So, all right, just a little background. It's about the Nazis and the Jews, right? And
Yeah.
then,
Oh, now I'm intrigued to watch it.
it's about how America brought the Nazis over and gave them new identities to work in America.
But
So
that's
we
the
had
truth.
we
Well,
had
we did do
German
that.
scientists,
Oh, and-
that
Defectors. We had defectors.
Yeah.
They came over. That's how we built our rockets. That is common knowledge. So we did get to the moon with the help of Germans. I'm not going to say Nazis.
so
with German defectors.
but they were with no, I was kidding.
You know what?
But
I think I
say,
saw
like,
the trailer for that show. I think I remember
with
now.
Al Pacino, and actually Ted's on it too. The guy who plays
Oh,
Ted
what?
from How I Met Your Mother. Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool.
He plays Lonnie,
Lonnie.
like the great celebrity. Like,
That's cool. I like watching, movies with or shows with him. He's a good actor.
yeah, you should watch it. I mean, for me the show was good. It just didn't like fully grab my attention the way everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, going back again. Sorry, on a tangent. So that's the reason why I really don't know if we had to. I mean, we could have. I'm not gonna say that we didn't. I'm just saying it's questionable for me, and that's it. I mean, I know that since then we've been on the moon, right? So
We have been on the moon since then, but we haven't been back to the moon in a long while.
Yeah.
See, that makes me more questionable. Like, huh? Like, why haven't we?
Yeah, that's
What's
true.
What's the reason to go?
That's true. What is there to do there?
Before it was a race who can get there first. There was it built industry. It kind of funneled everything. What's the drive to get us there? Like, there is no drive. Now I think it's getting to Mars. I keep hearing people talk about getting to Mars.
Casper.
Who does?
Me. I'm like I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost.
It's that direct light, homie. It's that direct light.
I'm super exposed.
Do you have like a fluorescent light? That's why fluorescent.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Or is it just a yellow light? Because it's coming out. I don't even have light. I'm like dark as heck.
I don't know,
Kumar
dude.
right now.
Sorry, I cut you off. What was that, Kumar?
Wow. No, I can't even remember what I was talking about. But getting to
you said
another
Mars.
topic.
You said
just on a side note of the space thing.
All right.
What y'all think about the logo for Trump's Space Force? Was it
Task Force?
Something? Space Force.
I haven't seen it.
Put that up. Put that up for us. I haven't seen
Okay.
Yeah, put that up.
I mean, audience, whoever is listening, you could Google
Hold on,
it.
I'm putting it up. Give me a second. Share screen.
Just Google this while Kumar is putting it up on our screen. I don't think we'll. I mean, we could possibly edit it in.
So here is Space Force logo that Trump came out with. Is it reminiscent of something, you guys? Maybe. How about Star Trek, a legit ripoff?
I only watch Star Wars.
Oh, so on the bro, I'm not biased. I'm not.
Trekkie.
I'm
Trekkie.
I'm a Trekkie, but I also like Star Wars. Like I have no bias. I'll watch either. They both tickle my fancy.
Yeah.
But the picture I just put up, the one on the right, is Star Trek.
Yeah.
The one on the left, the one that says United States Space Force, is Trump's logo. Tell me that ain't a very similar ripoff.
That is definitely very, very similar.
Yo.
All right.
President straight up ripped off sci-fi fantasy show.
I mean, but was it him or was it whoever created it for him?
Look at that one. I mean, who does it matter? He'll say, I personally liked it.
I mean, he probably doesn't watch Star Trek, so he doesn't know. I ain't gonna lie, you know, he probably
they hired some NASA dude who's like, yeah, man, I get to make my fantasies a reality. I'm gonna wear this on my jumpsuit.
Hey, ignorance is bliss sometimes. You don't know. You just think like, yeah, this looks nice.
It
and
is.
then you'll be like, damn, but everyone else knows where it's from. And then you call your bullshit.
I mean, if our technology can, you know, travel fast and like really, I'm waiting for that big wow in technology. You know, I think
the warp drive.
Like rocket travel from Elon Musk?
Something that's just gonna be like changes the world completely in terms of transportation or some sort of technology. I mean, yeah, we got the smartphones, all that. We got these nice communications here and there, but I'm still, you know, waiting for that fantasy type of technology that's going to wow us. I mean, I don't know. I mean, with this COVID-19, I could only think of creativity being like really, really explored further.
It's the outlet right now. I mean, look, even people who once looked down on like live streaming, what are they doing now? Live streaming.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing though? For something like space travel, competition drives progress. We are not competing with anyone to get to space.
Yeah, that's true.
Or get beyond. So unless someone comes out and says, yo, I'm trying to do this, competition drives progress. We're not going to try to do it. Or unless we run out of natural resources and it's like, we got to go ahead.
Unless you have someone at the helm that wants it driven.
And it's driving the force. Yeah. And even Elon Musk, after he landed the rockets, the talk went flat. Like I sent my rockets to space. True. I came back, I landed them. And now the talk has been flat.
Yeah.
So like he did what he wanted. Now if we go with his rockets, we can recycle, it'll save us money. Yeah. But is it gonna progress? Is it gonna drive progress? No.
You remember like when he was doing his testings and then everyone's like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like aliens.
Yeah. Hyperloop.
Yeah. Feel like like people don't really keep in the know about these stuff, and then they're just like, oh man, record, we're being taken over. But yeah, other than space travel, like what other conspiracy theories are out there? I guess more recent ones compared to, you know, all these old ones like 9/11 being an inside job, which
chemtrails, is that new?
What's chemtrails?
I don't know. You don't know what chemtrails are, bro? So the trails that airplanes leave behind, they're saying there are people, theorists out there who are saying it is government, U.S. government controlling people, using it to turn people gay, using it to sterilize people. There's a whole bunch of different theories out there on chemtrails. So what's your take? Honestly, I just think they're exhaust fumes. Like I've been in a plane and I saw like right off the wing a couple times where there was just clouds being formed or fog or some type of little, it looked like a chemtrail formed right off the wing, and it's just moisture ripping through the air.
Yeah. What do you think, Adrian? I have no say.
I mean,
No, you always have a
this
say.
this
Just
is
quickly Google it.
kind of related to chemtrails. I forgot what it's called, but apparently there's a device. I'm not sure what country, but they somehow
Control
some
the
sort
weather.
of device is able to create weather, like able to create our own like clouds with precipitation. You know what I'm talking about, Kumar?
Yep, I've heard about it before too. And they're saying like, oh, the government's built it, but they're not trying to use it to help people. I don't think we're there yet.
I just think you're playing God.
Thank God, yeah. I mean,
if you believe, of course, but that's some crazy stuff to create our own clouds with precipitation with some sort of device. The only reason why I'm bringing that up is because, like you said, the chemtrails, that exhaust or whatever. I don't know. I think everything has to have an exhaust, though. Like you need to.
Well, no. So chemtrails aren't always exhaust. Sometimes it's condensation trails. My bad. Condensation trails. I had to freaking Google it because it's literally the plane ripping through the air and it's creating like cold pockets of air within the thing. You got to be on a plane, sit by a wing. If you sit by the wing enough, you'll eventually see them being made. It's crazy. And then you're like, it's not coming from the engine. You can see it coming from.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've seen it only once in the last 5 years. And I've been riding on a lot of planes for work.
Yeah.
Traveling to up and down California. And I've seen it once. But it's like you got to sit by the wing and it's just looking at the right time.
I love sitting by the wing. All right. Well, let's go into that just a little bit. Where do you guys like to sit? If you guys got a choice to sit, well, besides first class, I guess.
Emergency exit.
Really? The emergency exit?
Bro, I need my leg room. And
that's true.
That's where you get it. I don't like sitting in the first row because I don't have the understory.
Yeah.
And it's got to be the right emergency exit seat, the one that does have the understory.
All right. Do you even like know how to help people in case there's an emergency? You know how they come to you and they're like, do you agree to assist?
Yeah.
All right. And you do.
Well, he's Superman.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it. If shit goes sideways, fuck, I'll pop the door open. I'll put my mask on first and help the next guy next to me. But it's essentially just making sure the door gets open, making it clear, making sure people get through. Like, how hard is that?
You never know, man. I mean, some people don't even know how to put on those masks, even though they've rid on a plane for all the times. Remember that guy who posted his picture on social media? He had it right here, like just covering his mouth instead of covering everything. So
that man clearly never watched any movies. Because if you watched any movie where a plane went down, it's the whole face.
Dude, even paying attention to the safety guide in the beginning where they're like, put it over your nose and mouth.
Right.
Yeah, it should be Sub-Zero, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Well, okay. Yeah.
Man, I like to sit at the beginning of the row because I don't like sitting in the middle, and I actually don't like the window seat. I like sitting in the
like the aisle seat.
I like the aisle seat because then it's also easier for me to like get up and go to the bathroom or something.
Nice. Good. I'm always like in the middle seat now because me likes the window seat.
Oh man.
So
always.
So, yeah.
You have no choice.
So I'm like, I gotta stretch, but then I also gotta like, squeeze because there's someone to my left.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's cool too because since May is so small, I could lift her armrest on my right side or left side,
and
wherever
get
she sits.
Seat and a half,
and then just like squish her to the window.
Exactly. I mean, you get to make it comfortable for yourself. You're a married couple, so you could kind of break those boundaries.
For me, I gotta either sit window seat or aisle. You put me in the middle, nobody happy. Not the person to the left, not the person to the right, not me. My shoulders is hella wide.
Kumar's like, forget this. I'm just gonna stretch out.
Well, no, my shoulders are just very broad. Like, so when people sit next to me, it's like they have to be in this window like this. I'll have to be like this.
No, see, but
Let me-
if anything, I would rather be the person in the window, like
Because you
scooting
can
this
sneak into
way.
the window,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly.
But if you put me in the window seat, I scoot in, then the other two are happy. But if you put me in the
Yeah.
aisle, then I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. The other two are uncomfortable. I'll try to make it as comfortable for people as I can.
Yeah.
But if you put me in the middle, I can't because I can't go either way, and I'm not going to go forward and sit like this the whole flight. I'd rather be in my seat.
Yeah, I understand.
I've had scenarios where I had to sit in the middle, and then I was surrounded by two, like, bigger people than me, and it's very.
What are you trying to say, Adrian? Are you
No, I'm just saying it
Is it
is.
person?
At first, it's I feel uncomfortable, but eventually, I just don't worry about it and just.
Have you guys ever made like conversations with the like strangers that you're on the flight with?
Yo, all the time. You know who my favorite are? Off-duty military.
What? Why?
They get free drinks, homie, and they hook them free drinks up.
They're wild.
Oh, wow.
So I remember I was going from Oakland to San Diego, and he was a Marine. Oh, coolest dude I ever met in my life. Both of us had wide shoulders, and he got put in the middle. There was a little girl all the way to on the aisle seat, and we're like, "Hey, can you take the middle seat so we're all three comfortable?" And she was like, "No." So me and him were sitting there the whole time, like scrunched up, and this wasn't a huge plane either. It was a twin propeller, so we were both like feeling like that. And then steward, he's like, yeah, military. He was about to buy a drink, and she's like, no, all the stewardess was like, all drinks are on me. So he's like, cool, get me 2 vodka shots. Gave me every time it was 2. Gave me 1, took 1.
Nice.
Most drunk I've ever been on a flight.
Wow.
I wish I remembered his name, man.
Wow.
Dude, see, that's what always makes flights like more enjoyable.
Yeah.
When you could actually talk with like the person, like a random person, right? Most of the time they're either like, oh, I'm gonna put on my headphones, watch this movie.
Yep.
And then usually like I have headphones too, like just in case, but then usually I watch to see what they do first.
Yeah.
So if they do like put on their headphones and like want to zone out, I'll let them zone out. I'm not gonna bother them.
Yeah.
But if they like have their headphones off and just there, like I'll make conversation just to see if like they're approachable.
Yeah.
Like just to have a conversation. It makes the plane ride go by faster.
Exactly. Yeah, and it just makes it like it just makes it feel comfortable with your surroundings.
Yeah.
Just breaking that ice.
It depends. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like tired. If my flight's early in the morning, or it's a later afternoon flight, or if it's after a flight where the night before I was doing some heavy libations, had a little too many.
Yeah.
I might straight up put up my headphones and not want to be.
Oh yeah, you gotta read. You gotta read people's energy.
Exactly.
Their vibe. Like not everyone's gonna want to talk all the time. Like sometimes it's just their rest time on their flight. Like it's just like, hey, I get to just be in my thoughts or whatever.
Yeah. That's true.
But,
thoughts, huh?
I mean,
bad joke. You didn't get it. Never mind.
I did it.
No thoughts. Loose, easy girls thoughts.
Oh no.
That's why I said bad
joke.
joke.
I don't know about thoughts, man.
I think we are due for a trip to SoCal when everything blows over, or Vegas.
I was supposed to go to SoCal in April 11.
Shit.
Yeah,
you know where I was supposed to be right now?
Where?
Number 1, I was supposed to be on vacation, which got canceled. Number 2, I was supposed to be in Vietnam with some of my closest friends, man.
Damn.
Sorry, we don't like your kind over there. No, I was kidding.
You like Americans. You're like, yes, Americans, they will spend the money.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it was one of my boys is getting married, and he was like, hey, before I get married, let's go out to Vietnam. So it was like 6, 7 of us. I think it's actually more than that. Like, I had bought my ticket. We hadn't booked a hotel or anything. My boy was like, "Don't worry, when we get out there, we'll figure it out."
Yeah.
And he's like, it's cheaper when you get out there than to book it ahead of time. But when this happened, I was like able to return my flight ticket, get my money back. They offered me either full refund or I can book a later flight. And I was like, I don't know when I'm gonna go to Vietnam again.
Yeah.
And have a tour guide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll take the refund. But that was a legit thing for the airlines to do.
All right.
What was the airline?
I don't know. It was through. I can't remember, man. I have to go.
What?
To
Eva Airline?
Oh, Eva.
It might have been. I mean, True found it all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, true.
How is True the boy?
He's getting married soon, man. He's getting married soon.
Dang, I thought he was already married.
I mean, when you have a long-term girlfriend, it's like you are married.
Yeah, that's true.
And that man is also married to his work. Like, he's one of the hardest working people I know.
He owns a salon, right?
And he just bought a Vietnamese sandwich. Well, he just bought a spot to open a sandwich spot, a Vietnamese sandwich spot.
Doesn't he partly own, or his family own, Boba Fett? Or they changed the name recently. It's not Boba Fett anymore. It's
wow.
It's something else. It's in Union City. It's a Boba spot.
True doesn't. His family might, but True does not.
Oh, okay.
But that man is one of the hardest working people and one of the most generous people I've ever met.
Yeah, he always has just that big smile. Every time I see him, he's like,
Yeah.
Such a nice guy, man.
Yo, you know,
awesome.
He's the first friend I made when I moved to Hayward.
Dang.
Yeah, we've been friends since third grade, man.
Nice.
I'm never going to forget it. It was first day of school, skinny-ass Indian kid, me, not fat like I am now, and the teacher, Miss Roberts.
Husky.
Oh, I'm going to say it like it is. I'm fat.
You're husky, bro.
Shit.
You're husky. You're like this.
You're like
that's swole, bro. Like my chops look big. Now I look like the KO Spikes.
Oh man, you look like what was it? Mark
crap.
Henry, the world's strongest man at that point.
I thought that was Takeo Spike. Oh,
was
the
it?
beard. Yeah.
Mark Henry coming up.
But yeah, it was third grade, Miss Roberts' class, and that first day of school, they're like, "Who's gonna show the new kid around?" Please excuse me for my accent, but this is, I swear to God, how True did it. I will. He was jumping up and down. It's like, I'll show him around. Me and True have been like inseparable since then. Like we could not hang out for like a year, and it's like nothing's changed. Love that man.
All right, I want to talk about this then. I know you recently started going to raves.
Oh damn!
I'm gonna quote that. I'm gonna quote that because I don't consider them raves. I consider them music events, right? So
it's a light show. I thought it was a cool light show. I had a lot of fun the first time.
The production is always fire. A lot of lasers, a lot of things going on. But yeah. So what made you decide to go to this rave?
Yo, I will try anything once. If I like it, I'll continue doing it. I convinced my another really good friend of mine to go to Miami with me for the Super Bowl in the hopes of trying to get to actually see the game. We didn't get to see the game, but we had crazy amount of fun in Miami. And then on the way back, he's like, "Bro, you got me to go to Miami to watch the Super Bowl." He's like, "I spent money on a flight, hotel." And I was like, "Yeah, but you have fun." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "But now I want to show you my world." He's like, "Let's go to a rave." And I was like, "Fuck it, let's do it."
Nice.
I'm trying to remember what was the name of the first one I went to.
What was in Crush SF?
Crush. It was Crush.
Yeah, Crush SF. Yeah.
Yo, the first one was freaking awesome. It was a 2-day event. We did Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
The second day, I think I was just drained, and it wasn't as fun.
Drained.
I was drained.
Oh my gosh.
That's the word I'm gonna use. Okay.
Right.
I was exhausted. My energy was low. By energy, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I was tapped out. And then I want to say like a couple weeks later, we went back to another one with a large group of friends. And I had fun. I was like, so it was my third one. I had not as much fun, but like the first one was, I met I was really social that first time. I don't know what happened. I wasn't as social those second 2 times.
Yeah.
And I think I might have done some. So I was just more talkative the first time, and I made like a crazy amount of friends. The second time,
that's how it always is, man. But those friendships don't last.
But I'm going with normal friends. To me, it's like, right, And like, I mean, if someone asks me to go and I have time, I'm not gonna say no. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, I want to go to that rave.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
like I went to a Slayer concert once. With another good.
God.
Yup, with another good friend of mine, Adrian. You know him,
Oh yes,
Dennis.
the menace.
oh, I know Dennis too.
You know Dennis?
Yes, we went
What's his
to
name?
Niners game with.
Yes, you know
Yes,
Dennis
I like
too.
how you're like, I drove you guys. Y'all,
I gave you tickets.
we made my car so heavy that it was like a lowrider.
Oh, that was
I
right.
was
It was
like,
you, me,
damn, we're
May, and
like,
Dennis. That's
yeah,
right.
I was like, fuck, this is the fat boy car right here. like once we got out of the
Oh,
car,
no.
dude, my car lifted back up like bam.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, he's like, hey, I got an extra ticket to a Slayer concert. He's like, do you want to go? I was like, yeah,
You're
let's
crazy
do it.
for going
I
to that.
can. And I jumped into the mosh pit like I'm gonna fully immerse
Oh
myself.
my.
Bro, I had a blast.
I
would
wouldn't.
definitely do another.
Dude, well,
I
You're-
wouldn't do mosh pit.
you're a big. He's a big guy though. I think
No,
he
I
could.
was a lot skinnier then.
You
I
could
was a
take
lot-
it.
Me or Kuhn?
You.
No, you.
No. You. But see, you guys got mosh pits all messed up. So let me explain my experience. I jumped in. I'm like the first couple of I want to say the first couple of minutes. I was like, oh yeah, this is hella fun. And then this big old white dude just bulldozes me. Everyone stops, picks me up, goes, "You're good." Yeah, and then just get back to it. Like there's some of the
It's
nicest
crazy.
people you
No,
meet.
like I mean,
It's not aggressive. It's not. They're not trying to hurt you. It's
Yeah.
just it's part of the show, and I had a blast, bro.
people that know how to mosh, they know how to take care of each other too. That's all I gotta
There-
say. But
Yeah.
there are those people that just mosh to like hit
Get
people.
violent and
You go,
aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
So-
didn't experience it at the Slayer concert, and
that's
I
good.
would definitely do another. What is that? Heavy metal?
Yeah.
I'd definitely do another heavy metal concert. And the
One-
music wasn't half bad. Like I started listening to more artists after that.
Nice. See, so he opened the door for you for heavy
You are
metal, so
definitely.
I wish I'm
What?
definitely a what?
Ooh.
that's-
Oh,
You
no, I'm
stop.
sorry. No, I thought like you lagged out because you were going, and I was gonna say you are definitely like an experienced man.
I think it's just it sucks if you don't. Like you got one life to live. Live
No,
it. You know
you're
what I
right.
mean?
No,
It
yeah.
doesn't.
That's just I don't
But
know.
I like-
Metal is just not my scene, and then I mean,
I
even
agree. I thought it wasn't mine too, and then I started listening to Five Finger Death Punch, and I'm like, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like
with
with you, Adrian. I don't think like you were into raves either. But then like you went with me and May to EDC 2000.
yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
I mean,
That's
it
true.
just takes that like person that opens the doors for you. And
That's true.
I want to say we had a really good time. Like
No, I
that
That
was
was a
really,
really good time, Adrian.
I
See?
really
That-
enjoyed it. That was like my first time going, and I didn't even know. And you know, it's just man, it was just I couldn't believe it. Let me just say that when we stepped foot in that venue, I was like, holy crap! There's just all this sound, and it was hot. It was like
That
water
was the one
stations.
beef
It
I
was
had with
awesome.
Rave. That was my one beef with Rave. The heat, man. I was like overheating.
my one beef with raves is sometimes people don't wear deodorant.
Bro, I haven't experienced that, but that would irk me too.
Dude.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh!
I
I
have a
saw.
question for you, Adrian.
What's up?
Would you go to another one?
To another rave?
Yeah.
Oh, Kumar's trying to make you
No,
go
no,
with
I'm
him.
no.
I
I'm just
mean,
curious.
Yeah, I would
You
probably
would
go
go?
to another rave.
Would you go to another one on your own, or would you go to another one with friends? Like I would
No,
never
I-
go to a rave with by myself. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like
I
Here,
gotta go with my friends, dude. I would
I-
look like what the hell if I went
I
by
bet
that's
myself.
my
you-
homie. My
I
homie
bet
don't care
you-
who goes. He goes by himself. He'll go with friends. Whoever go. That's all. I was like, fuck it. If we can go alone, I'll go.
I bet you Adrian would go if it's an artist he listens to, like Rufus Du Sol or Odessa.
Yeah,
the-
I
them-
go.
And
Them,
the other thing for me is I never got into the music. Like I just could never immerse my. There's number one. There's a lack of lyrics. I like to find some of those
I
songs
mean,
don't have lyrics. They just want the drop.
yeah. I understand.
For me, I
that's-
like like every time there's a song, like a lot of them cross it with like modern music.
yeah.
With
Yeah.
R&B, rap, and then I'm like, ooh, I jive to it. I get into it. If it's just audio, I'm like,
But I mean, you've never immersed yourself in like either like classical music or just like jazz, where it is just beats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
good point.
Like,
Good point. Very good
that's
point.
that's audio too.
Yes.
So
Very good
that
point.
It's
I feel
not-
like all right, so like for me is it's the same thing. Like it can evoke those emotions in different ways. So I'm not
Maybe
saying all.
I just gotta find the right artist. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm not saying all of them evokes emotion. Most of them are like, especially the mainstream one, it's all about the the drop, the bangs,
Mm-hmm.
dust bangers, as I like to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Dust bangers. But
Dust bangers. Why do you call them dust bangers?
das bangers. German
Oh,
for the banger.
yeah.
Yeah. I just like saying das bangers. I don't know why. But yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that before.
Yeah. So
So, do you have any artist recommendations that you think I might like, knowing that I like lyrics? Honestly, I don't think I'll ever get into like the rave scene. I will go
But-
with friends if they're going, but I'm down to try the music.
it depends. Like, what are you like with EDM? There's such a broad sound, just like with music. They have the ones that make you like emotional. They
Mhm.
have just like the headbangers. They have the ones that just like high energy dancing. All ranges. Like there's
Give me your recommendation. I have no preference. Like with music, I listen to everything across the board, and people be like, "Oh shit, you listen to that? Oh yeah."
yeah. See, so I'll give you my recommendations off air.
There you go.
I don't want y'all out there judging me, But yeah, but same with me. Like, I love music all ranges.
Yeah.
If like I could vibe with it, I vibe with it. If I can't, then all right, cool. Like other people can. I'm not going to like knock it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nice.
All right. So we went into
Music.
was it your rave, your first rave scene? I mean, Adrian was 2012 rave. Mine was 2012 EDC rave with Adrian. That was actually my first festival ever. But I've always been into the music long before. It's just that like it was hard to. I guess there was only one person that I knew that was into EDM as me, and that was. I don't know if you guys know him, but his name was Alvin.
Oh, I think he's
Fijian
05.
guy.
He's 05.
I think he's 06 with us.
Oh, I
05
know.
or
I know who
06.
you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
Right? All right, yeah. So I remember like in middle school, like we used to be close and like we would share music and just hang out and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he used to live like by my neighborhood, just like across the street.
Yeah.
And then I remember him inviting me one time, but I was like, I'm in middle school.
To a rave?
He was always
yeah,
talking about
like-
that stuff.
Yeah,
He was
And-
going to a rave as a middle schooler.
yeah, with his cousins.
Okay,
And-
see, I was like, when I went there, when I went there this year in February, I was like, damn, some of these people look like they're 10.
No. See, these are more age controlled. We're talking about the actual raves where it's the underground stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
That's the real-
warehouses, house
It was
raves.
before it got big.
Yeah.
Dang.
Say like
He would always
I've
talk
never
about
told
that.
I've never told him this, but I've always had a phobia of getting into cars with people I've never gotten into cars before. Mainly because of, all the news coverage of accidents and like drunk drive killings and all that stuff. I'm like, I always had a really bad phobia. I think of a lot of things where I'm just like, I'm scared to do this. I'm scared
And
to do
as a
that.
middle schooler, bro, I wouldn't have gotten in a car with random people either, even with friends' parents. I'd be like,
Yeah.
no, walk. I don't know you. I know
Yeah.
you kid, I don't know you.
Exactly.
That's true, that's true.
How do you drive? It's basically I'm putting my life in your hands, and I mean, he is fine, but like still, even with friends, sometimes I'm always like, I drive, I'm good, like,
Yeah,
I drive,
true.
don't worry, like,
Cool. I'm down to roll with you everywhere because I drive for work. I'm like, who wants to drive? Here's my keys.
No, fuck
Who
you.
wants
I remember you driving to Vegas that one year for was it Mina's wedding? Was it?
You didn't go with me.
Yeah, I didn't because you were driving over 100 miles per hour and that crap. And I was in a big ass van with like 6 to 7 other people.
That is
Like,
true.
how am I gonna keep up with y'all? And winds were
That-
pretty
that-
bad
that-
that night too. Dude, I
I was
remember
not
that.
driving 100 miles because I remember every time I look
You
back,
did.
I was like, Tracy and Reggie are there. I don't know where everyone else is.
Nah. See, they're trying to keep up with you. I was like, nah, man. I'm gonna go at least just 90. I'm gonna try and die. No, like,
Hella
because
fast.
the winds were freaking crazy that day. But yeah,
I
that
like.
night.
I don't even like driving to Vegas anymore. Like, I don't want to
Oh
drive.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
don't.
No, now it's all about because
I mean, I'm still. I don't want to fly all the time. I'm like Vegas. If four of us go, I mean, we split gas. It's cheap, but I don't want to
yeah.
drive. Who wants to drive?
I'm
Hella
fine.
long, dude.
I'm fine driving as long as like we split it in a way.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
2
Oh
hours
yeah,
a
of course,
piece?
of course.
No, not 2 hours a piece. That's just no, like probably like 5 hours a piece. I'm down to do half and half.
Oh, I can't do a 5-hour drive anymore, bro.
What? That's just LA.
I can't.
That's true.
I can't.
That's very
I
true.
can't even. I know. And Vegas is a fucking 9-hour drive. I can't do.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's if you're speeding. No.
Yeah, it's gonna be at least 10.
Yeah.
But
10
yeah,
minimum. And that's still speeding.
Yeah, that's true.
I used to drive fast when I was younger. Yes, this is true. I don't drive as fast now. I'm like, I don't want to hit something and die. Life's too short. I don't want to do
Yeah.
that. I'd rather just get there. Even when I'm running late for work, I'm like, fuck it. I got a meeting. If I get there now, it doesn't matter as long as I'm safe.
I mean, even if you drive to Vegas, you're gonna be tired, when you get there.
Did you guys lag out?
Nope.
My internet's connection is disabled. Okay, that was my fault. All right, sorry, interrupt. Go ahead,
Oh.
AJ.
I just said that even if you drive to Vegas, you're gonna be tired. Like you're gonna be like, oh, or at least that's what I.
That's true. That's why you usually like drive at night. So when you get there, it's like still like early morning, so you can
Yeah.
Right.
rest a little bit,
That's true.
and then like party. Because
That's
I mean, what do you really do during the day in Vegas besides gambling and eating?
Rest.
When I did drive, I didn't have
Rest.
that. I never had that issue when I used to drive. Like when I got there, like my adrenaline would kick in. Like, yeah, I'm in freaking Vegas. Let's go. Takes over. And
It's
the
that
adrenaline,
vacation mode, right?
right? It just kicks in and takes you. Like even when I went to Hawaii, I think it was last year February, and it was probably the worst flights ever. Like every flight was over. Every flight they're like, hey, we need people to take a later flight. We'll give you this much credit. Da 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 da. So like every flight was so hectic.
Which
the
airline?
I was flying Hawaiian, but it was
Ooh.
American from Oakland to LA, and then Hawaiian from LA to
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the moment we got off that plane and I got in the rental car, I was like, because we were like, oh, let's just go back to, because we had got a fat ass Airbnb, and like, let's just go back. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, nope, we're going to North Shore. I literally went hella way out of nowhere to the North Shore, and they're like, my brother and sister. I was like, dude, we can't just land. We landed hella early in the morning, and you want to go back to the hotel? Fuck that. Let's fucking enjoy this. And I'd make a detour at Costco and bought a couple bottles of tequila.
About
Road traveling or
traveling.
Something about
Vegas.
Road trips.
Oh, we should do a road trip.
That was a road trip.
Like when maybe 2021, because 2020 doesn't seem.
I think we're going to be
right
at
now.
home for the rest of the year this year. Yep.
That's the worst case scenario, yes.
And I had my New Year's resolution to myself was one country, one state, starting this year. Just to get out. And I was able to do the one state. I did Florida. It was the first time to Florida. Went to Miami.
Yeah.
But Vietnam fell through. So I'm like, dang, man, I got to start a year later.
You know what's funny about that is like this was like my yes year. Like this was my last year. It was being like I'm gonna go balls to the wall and then like start saving for whatever necessary. No, be a kid. But I'm just saying like
I have another friend who sounded just like you, and he's like, man, this is my last year to kind of go out and enjoy. So I was like, why? He's like, we're gonna have a kid in a year. We're planning, and I was like, damn, Zaida's about to do the same thing.
Dude, I mean, I like last year was supposed to be the year where we started. Me and May agreed on it. Kind of like we talked about it, right? But I mean, things change.
Yeah.
You just can't like plan life and then expect it
Yeah.
to
Work
fall
out every
through.
time.
Yeah.
This,
So
I mean, this was going to be the year of big moves for me. I was going to, really pursue a good career job and, get myself out there because I've been through some stuff for the past couple of years that kind of held me back. And then this is going to be 2020 was going to be that thing. And honestly, I have committed to big moves and I still continue to do it, but it's not to the vision that I thought it would be because of this, what we're going through, but
yeah,
I'm still going to keep trying.
I feel you on that, man.
I mean,
I was looking for another job too. I am actively pursuing not a new career, but just progression. And I'm like, if I have to leave East Bay, well, so be it. But it kind of put a roadblock because the interviews I did have lined up were kind of like, either we do Zoom, and I'm like, I don't like Zoom interviews, man. I'm down for a Zoom meeting. I'm not like, I cannot convey my point effectively through Zoom. Like
it is harder.
And I like to read body language when I'm in an interview. And I can't do that. So my answers were like, oh, I'm crossing, like I'm going too much detail, pull it back. So I'm like, that hurts my chances. And then some people are just flat out canceling it. So I feel you on that. Like progression has been halted due to COVID-19.
Okay, so I do have a question for you guys. I actually wanted to get into this like maybe later down in the road further down of our podcast, but I actually kind of want to get into it now. So relationship / friendship's a big deal, right? I feel like to all of us, right? How do you feel about your relationship / friendships, with people that either you've kept in touch with or that you've had to let go due to like whatever reasons?
Go
ahead, Kumar.
I'm gonna let you lead this one, Adrian.
Okay.
I feel like me and Adrian had a discussion about this like not too long ago.
So I'll start off with friendships. As far as again, this was the year of big moves for me. This was for me to really build up new friendships as well as rekindle friendships that I've lost touch with. I mean, I've known Zaida for quite some time, and I've also disappeared for some time, as well as Kumar. I've gone through some mental pitfalls, emotional pitfalls that kind of set me back in a couple of years because I had to heal in the way that I felt I had to be comfortable at. And there's times where if I tried to force myself by socializing, I would feel super uncomfortable because maybe I didn't agree with the opinion of someone, but that was because I had problems inside myself. So I had to like really dig deeper and deeper to get that patience or that some sort of humility, if you will. And this is the year of doing it, and I really feel like I'm still gonna do it. Me and Zaida, we almost made a routine where we're gonna like go get drinks like every weekend and just
Oh
just
man, thanks for the invite, guys.
We did invite you.
We did.
Apparently you were away.
Where was I?
You were for Marcel's birthday.
Right, I was in Truckee, bro.
You said you were in Truckee over the weekend, dude.
I'm not gonna take anything, like Marcel's a cool guy, and then like you have to go for his birthday. I understand, that's like Marcel's a cool dude. I'm not taking it away from that, but like it's whenever you guys are free, I'm always down to hang out.
Oh, same here. And I'm kind of with you, Adrian. Like for me, it's you get out what you put in. So
exactly.
If you like, Adrian, how often did I bug you when you were in that antisocial? I don't want to go out. I was like texting you every other day. Hey, Adrian, what are you doing? Come over. Let's have barbecue.
Where's my invite?
I look so cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt like we connected on football more than anything. And when I fell off,
Kumar felt betrayed by me. That's why.
No.
Yes, you did.
No, no. It's when I fell off of football. I feel like my group of friends significantly changed, and that was what, like 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
I got booted from the Niners stadium, and I stopped going to games. and I kind of fell out of love with football. And I'm just like, last year was the first year, not last year. I want to say the year before Garoppolo got there, I was trying to work my way back into it. And it's been hard. Like this year was easy to get back into it because we were winning. But like I'm still trying to unload my season tickets. Like once I let go of football as a core personality of who I was, my friends kind of started changing. And cool, me and you, our connection was primarily what? Football and another group of friends.
Yeah.
And then I mean,
EDM now.
But
Just kidding.
no, but remember, Kuhn, there used to be those late night barbecues. Kuhn, remember there used to be those late night barbecues at my sister's house we used to have.
Dude, we were used to go to like sushi restaurants at like
Right.
1 a.m.
Right, I remember that.
So here,
That's
see,
epic.
so that's what I'm saying. Is like, how are you gonna just put our friendship to
But see, I didn't.
football?
You didn't reciprocate, homie. What I'm saying.
See, so you felt hurt. That's what I'm saying.
No,
You were
I
like,
don't say
you
felt hurt
felt
because-
betrayed.
No,
You know,
because the moment we hang out, it's like me and True. Me and True have gone like I want to say a couple years sometimes without talking, just because our schedules were so hectic.
Yeah,
But when we do hang out, it's like we hung out yesterday, and it's just a continuation of that.
that's true.
I feel like with you, with Adrian, with my homie Dennis, I was talking about, it doesn't feel like time's passed. By the way, Dennis is he's at Ohio. Is that
Ohio?
Buckeye? Yeah,
Oh,
he's doing his doctorate, bro, in
nice.
physics.
Congrats
so
to
he's-
him, man. Hopefully he's okay out there too.
He's
Yeah.
back home because just like us, they closed down. So he came back home like the week we went into our quarantine. He's like, hey Kumar, I just got back, and I was like, hey Dennis, I can't hang out because we went into quarantine. He's like, yeah, no, my mom just told me. So it's like everyone's home. Like we sent all our students at Cal City Bay home.
Yeah. What, really? Home? Like
Yeah,
even
like-
international students?
Dorms are cleared out.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
See, I feel like that's kind of messed up too.
Yeah, I feel bad for the
So
international
they
people.
have the option of going home. So all our classes
Oh,
are online
okay.
100%.
Okay.
But with that said, like there are very few eateries open on campus because they're trying to limit the spread of the virus. And
Yeah.
they're trying to keep people in their spaces.
I feel
So it's
bad.
telling students like, hey, if you want to back out of your lease and not have to pay housing, you can go. And we'll give you your money back, whatever works for you. A lot of students have actually taken them up, and they're gone. So our
that's
semester, at least for all of spring semester, it's going to be
Yeah.
online classes. I'm kind of like, man, I wish this would have happened when I was a student, but no.
Yeah,
They would have messed up my college experience entirely.
That's true.
So,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like they get to go home, classes. So I feel like it's across the board at universities.
Okay.
But getting back to the friends thing, there are certain people like I haven't cut anybody off. Like again,
Yeah.
if you reach out to me and say, hey, let's go hang out, I will say, yeah, let's go hang out. Again, I'm that person who will go ahead and do it. But if I consistently ask you and then you'll be like, nah, and then I'll be like, all right, man. Unless your name is Adrian, because I think I never stopped bugging Adrian. I was like, Adrian, what are you doing? Let's go. And on that same point, like some of the friends I made, one of my closest friends from college, Walter Welsh. Y'all should Google him. He's Googleable.
Googleable.
He's Googleable. Yep. I met him in my art history class. I want to say my second or third year at East Bay. And he sat in the corner. He was antisocial, big old dude, looks like Wolverine. I know Adrian's met him a couple times. And he didn't want to talk to anybody. I'm like, man, this guy needs a friend and I'm going to be his friend. So I sat next to him in class every day, just talking to him, and he would like give me short answers. And then eventually it was like,
stop bothering me, guys.
right.
Finally
And I'm
opened
like,
up.
right. And then I'm like, nah, man, you need a friend. So I'm going to be your friend. He's like, I don't want you to be my friend.
Wow.
Bro.
Kumar's a parasite, man. He's gonna like get into you
I just
until
feel
you
like
agree.
everybody should be. I'm that person. Like, ask Kent. I'm that person that wants every be part of the conversation. I feel
Yeah.
like everyone should be involved and active participant
No.
in whatever we're doing.
No, I agree.
Ask Kent that, and he'll tell you. Yeah, I keep bringing people in. Like, if someone's not talking to you, I'll go talk to you. No one should feel left out and alone. So I was like, cool, whatever. I'm still to talk to you. And then football season rolls around. We both wear a Patrick Willis jersey to class.
Nice.
That was it. Instant friends.
Nice.
No, and now our text messages, I'll let you all read them sometime. It's like, damn, okay, they're really good friends.
He's gonna be like, "Why are you letting people read our text messages, man?"
No, he won't. He'll probably like, yeah, you can read mine too. Dude, if you met this person, Walter Welsh, again, he's Googleable. He's been on 3 or 4 seasons of Sci-Fi's Face Off.
That's ringing
No, Face
awesome.
Off
Oh,
is.
nice. Sounds like Walter White from Breaking Bad. No, I was kidding.
Walter Welsh. Hey, same initials. But yeah, he does movie makeup.
That's
Oh,
friggin'
oh,
awesome,
nice,
dude.
nice.
Yes, Google him, you'll see. But he's the same as me, same deal. And like, I haven't talked to him honestly in a couple months. And then the last time he texted me was just out of the blue. Hey, let's grab some drinks, and we'll go grab some drinks. He'll come out here, we'll grab some sushi. It's random. I feel like if you give in, what you give in, you'll get. I kind of reciprocate. So it's just that's it. But if I invited you out and you said no, then I'm like, all right, man, not worth my time.
Yeah.
Move on. I don't want to say not worth my time, but it's like it's wasted energy. There's only so much I'm gonna do.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
And then there's people like, oh, you cut me off. I'm like, bro, go back to your text and see who's the last person to send you the text.
Yeah.
If it's me, then it's on you.
Yeah.
Same sentiments.
That feels correct. I mean,
Right?
it's there.
What about you, Zaida?
It's hard. So 2019 was a rough year for friendship for me.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna say I cut off everyone. I'm gonna say I distanced myself from one person, which everyone hangs out with, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that. I don't know. I don't want to say anything to like offend anyone, I guess, but it's not that like I don't hold anything from anyone that hangs out with this person. It's more the fact that like, why would I hang out with like go to events, right? Go to events with this person there, and then it's just gonna cause drama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be the reason why everyone's having a bad time because drama's happening.
Right.
So, like,
I would do the same thing. I'd excuse myself. I feel like I've done that with a couple group of friends, and I was like, yo, if this person's there, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because it's not worth my headache. Like I want to have a good time too. If there's a person who's there that we don't gel, like you said, everyone, including me, you will have a bad time. Why do it? I'd rather stay at home or do something else.
Yeah. Like
I feel it entirely.
I'll let everyone else have a good time. You know.
Yeah.
If you want to hang out, you could hit me up. Like I've hit like certain people up, and then they haven't reciprocated. They always say like, oh, you know, like yeah, let's hang out. We'll set it up, and then it never happens. Well, now it can't happen because of COVID, right? So
I mean, hey.
So
what did he say? Less than 10 people.
wait, what?
Gavin Newsom said, as long as it's less than 10 people, it can happen.
Oh no, I heard it cut down to like 3 people, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
3, so then I'm capped. Since my parents live with me, there's already 3 people here.
Exactly.
So,
like it might get to those measures, you know, where it's like don't even hang out with people that you're with every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you stay in your room, and I'll stay in my room.
Exactly. But all right, let's go back. I mean, see, so like I have no ill will to anyone, you know. Maybe I have said some stuff, but then I was also kind of like intoxicated. I'm not going to like put that as a reason. Maybe like I was speaking the truth in a way. I do have like friendship issues. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those things where it's like I've always wanted a really close friendship with people, but then I always feel like it's not there. So I guess that's my issue in life. Like, you know, it's not relationship or daddy issues or mommy issues, it's friendship issues. Like I feel like I don't belong with anyone. So for anyone who's listening, that's my, I guess, 2 cents. But this is my way of saying, like, you know, I didn't cut ties with everyone. I still want to hang out with everyone. It's just that when you're being pushed by a certain person that's supposed to be your friend, that's accusing you of things like without proof and without even confronting, you know.
So it's whispers behind your back.
Yeah. So
That
it's like
shit's
it's
terrible.
like
It sucks because it feels like it's a collective mind or a collective culture.
yeah.
So like if you don't etch with that person, that whole group, you're kind of like
Bro.
because it has this collective mind.
I don't know. I also feel like people tend to think like I'm closed off to them.
Okay.
Maybe I
Yeah.
like perceive that energy or whatever. Like I don't want to talk about myself, right?
Yeah.
Like that could be it too. I'm not gonna like just put it on them, right? It's maybe there's something with me that they just can't like ask me questions, right? So
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, that's true. Me
yeah.
too.
I'm kind of in the same boat, but different aspects. Like I'm also that type of person. Like if you say we're really good friends, I'm gonna take you at your word. But
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you like, a lot of people say, "Oh, we all do this all the time." I'm like, cool. But then it's like when you're like, "Hey, let's hang out. I just want to talk about something." Like I had a bad day. I just need to vent. And then
Yeah.
people are like, well, I can't.
I'm not
I'm
free.
like,
I'm not.
right. Then I'm
maybe,
like,
yeah.
then I'll actively be like, okay, I'm gonna start limiting myself for this person because it's one way you're a drain on me
Yeah.
continuously, and I gotta let that out somewhere. So
No,
rather
yeah,
than just kind of just letting you lean on me so hard, I'm gonna pull myself away from the issue. I kind of feel you on that.
It's not an equal friendship. I
Yep.
mean, I'm not saying like
Yeah.
I felt like I don't know. I'm not gonna say like it wasn't. I don't want to say like people were making me feel drained because that's not how people were making me feel.
No,
It
I'm saying
was
that was specific to
yeah,
me.
yeah, that was for you, yeah. But I'm just saying, it's
And if I hurt anyone's feeling out there, I'm sorry. I'm just
no, man. We're being genuine, right
genuine,
now.
right?
We're being genuine right now. We're
There.
opening up of our own personal experiences. So
I mean, I think now it's. Yeah, I agree
Stop
with your
it,
saying.
Mom.
I
All
think
right.
going back to I
Right.
think going back to the discussion I was yeah, the age that we are now, like I'm starting to like reassess the time and like what I
Are we
yeah,
recording again?
I'm
yeah,
recording now.
yeah.
There's a particular friendship that I have, and I'm definitely I'm definitely a friend and a good to the person, but it's gotten to the point where it just feels like I feel like I'm expendable despite how many years we've had of our friendship, and I don't know if the person is just like just doesn't care anymore, like not specifically to me, but just his relationships to everyone in general.
He
Yeah.
prioritizes other people more than others. What you're trying to say?
Yeah, something like that, and it just feels like, dude. I mean, I'm not trying to say I do a lot of things for you, but it just feels like I don't know, like I'm just a default character in the background now, and I'm just like it's like whatever. Like if I disappear, so I don't know. So I guess what I'm trying to say is at this time and this age, it's you really have to figure out. Well, you who you want to. I'm not trying to say like invest or something because I really believe that friendships is a raw, organic thing. It's not measurable. Um, it just sometimes it feels like I like is this person going to enhance me? Like, am I going to grow with this relationship, or am I like kind of stuck and we're just talking about the same things and we're not really propelling any growth with each other or something?
Yeah. I mean, and when we talk about growth, I don't mean like we're just always trying to like lift each other up either.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there are certain things where we do have to have that serious talk with one another where it's like what the hell are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
Like
Right, but see, a lot of people avoid those serious conversations. They're like, "It's your problem, not mine," and it's like, then I'm like, "All right, bro."
but it is what it is, I guess. So I don't know. So we got really deep there at the end. I don't know if y'all are still in tune with us. Hopefully you are. You stuck by until all the way through. But thanks for joining in on this week's Genuine Guy. And I hope to see you next week. Peace.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out, everyone.